is Mike Greenlay, 20 years of age, 6'3", 200 pounds, and there's his goals against average in the Memorial Cup tournament. At the other end of the net will be Trevor Kruger, 20 years of age, 5'8", 155, and you see his goals against average.
Bernie, I think one thing that always is very important in a game like this, I'm sure that Graham James has told his players, we want a quick start. We want to get this crowd back in their seats, get them settled down a little bit. I think today's game will be important to get a quick start for Swift Currents to get a control of the crowd, because an emotional crowd can be certainly a big help to Saskatoon.
Well, Swift Current certainly has speed and skill as two of their strong factors. They play with a lot of poise and confidence, as proven by their outstanding season in Canadian Major Junior Hockey. Not only did they finish first overall in the Western Hockey League, but rated the #1 team in all of Canada. Against Saskatoon, coached by Marcel Como. The starting center for Saskatoon is Kevin Kaminsky, and the puck comes right back to Darren Kruger. Kruger, a pass to Blake Knox. Here's Knox, number 15, getting it in front, and Sheldon Kennedy had trouble controlling the puck. Jason Christie trying to get it for Saskatoon. It goes back to Ken Sutton. Feeds it along the boards. Number 14 is Brian Garrett. He gets it to center, and it slides into the Swift Current zone. Bob Wilkie. Good hit in the corner as the puck comes out to center. Here's a chance now. Kozowski a shot. And that's off defenseman Colin Bauer. And our first save of the game, Mike Greenlay.
Bernie, you can see right off the top, Saskatoon's going to try to take a very physical approach to this game, and that's their game. They're a hitting team, a forechecking team, and Swift Current's more of a speed finesse team, so the contrast in styles in that first shift were pretty clearly evident.
And what a story, Saskatchewan Place. A beautiful building, opened February 1988. The home of the Saskatoon Blades. They attracted some 230,000 fans this season, and all-time records for the Memorial Cup this week. Swift Currents, Dan Lambert, number 3, bringing it in, deflected just wide. Loose puck in front, and it slapped out to center. Dan Lambert inside his own line now for Swift Current. A pass up the middle to Sim. Out of reach for him, and going back for it is Jody Prasnik. Prasnik right onto the stick of Daniels, trying to get it in front. And it comes out. Here's Saskatoon. Kocher moving up with Kotelnikov, and he's taken out of the play, and goaltender Kruger fires it around the board. This is Soberlack. Soberlack trying to move right in, and that stopped. Another shot, and Greenlay stopped that as Trevor Sim let it go. Saskatoon's Kocher up to the line. Coming in now with Scott Sissons, and he's taken out of the play by Daniels. They jam the puck in the Swift Current zone, and what an exciting tempo to the Memorial Cup Championship. Marcel Como, the head coach of Saskatoon.
He's a marvelous coach. He's done a very good job with this team. I think he's well prepared to talk to him before the game, Bernie, and he's really got a good handle on the opposition. He's got a good game plan in place. They want to forecheck and score off the forecheck today. They want to make sure Swift Current doesn't get too many of those numerical advantages in that neutral zone, and I think he's got his team very, very well prepared for today's game.
Back to the action. Number 20 is Jason Smart, and Swift Current Broncos get possession quickly, and it's fired in by Mark McFarland. Goaltender Greenlay plays it along the board, but the Swift Current Broncos right on top of it. Here's Bauer trying to come up with the puck, and it goes to Lalashur. Off the skate, it comes to center, and back to Darren Kruger. Play a little scrambly at the center ice zone as they set up. Bauer. It's deflected right onto the stick of McFarland, and he shoots it in. Colin Bauer, a draft pick of the Edmonton Oilers, number 10. In his own zone, finds an opening, shoots it down the ice. Doesn't go far enough for icing, and Bob Wilkie for Swift Current feeds it over. Dan Lambert, an exciting player for Swift Current, brings it in. Soberlack right in front, and it sailed wide. Here's Kaminsky taken out of the play, and it's led out by Holine. Holine moving right in. He's tripped up. There'll be a penalty coming up. A tripping infraction, and we'll go on the power play when we return. An exciting opening to the 1989 Memorial Cup. A tripping penalty to Swift Current's Kevin Knopf.
The attacker got a pretty good shot here. He got a step on him and drove to the net very well, and Kevin was forced to haul him down, and now they've got the power play. Swift Current's got a pretty aggressive penalty killing crew, Bernie. They don't sit back and wait.
So Corey Koser will take the face-off in the Swift Current zone. He gets it back to Sutton, setting up a shot, and that's blocked by Kozowski. And it's taken by Sheldon Kennedy. Here's Kennedy in for Swift Current, taken out of the play by Sutton. The Blades setting up on the power play off the skate of Kaminsky. It's shot inside the line and backhanded by Darren Kruger down the ice. Ken Sutton, who has 3 goals in the Memorial Cup Championship, setting up for the Saskatoon Blades. A pass to Koser on the right side, out of breach, and it's broken up by Kruger, and he catches teammate Soberlack offside inside the blue line.
Bernie, sometimes as a coach, you don't like getting power plays too early in the game because the guys are so excited, they're so emotional. The crowd here at the Chicago Stadium, there's just noise is relentless. The Blades don't look very relaxed right now, and I'm sure he wants them to settle down and make this power play work.
Well, the crowd for the week will be in the 76,000 neighborhood. What an outstanding job the organizers and the Western Hockey League have done here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Swift Current, a man short. Knopf in the penalty box has 1:12 remaining in his minor penalty. We're still scoreless. As the Blades bring it up, this is Koser. You'll see him a lot this afternoon. Koser right in front. Backhand shot is knocked down and slapped out to center. Colin Bauer, 3rd round pick in '88 by the Edmonton Oilers, gets a pass over to Holine. Holine to Koser. Koser knocked against the boards there. Trying to pick it up is Daniels, out of reach. Bauer gets a shot, a backhand drive. And goaltender Kruger stops that. Greenlay out of the net, ahead to Holine. Holine bumped as he got to the blue line, and it's offside at the Swift Current blue line.
Bernie, it's interesting that Marcel Comeau this morning at our meeting discussed Koser and how important he is to this team because he's their most skilled forward, and on the power play you can really see his skills are very, very good. Marcel's got him on the power play a lot. He's a big, strong player, and he's a Detroit Red Wing draft and certainly a good player.
And he's a cousin of Detroit Red Wings' Joey Koser. 33 seconds remaining in the power play. Soberlack tries to play the puck. It slides into the corner. After it, there goes Brian Garrett. He played in another Memorial Cup as a member of the Portland Winterhawks. Garrett's is number 14 for Saskatoon. The Blades in their own zone, having a little trouble getting organized. Some good penalty killing by the Swift Current Broncos. Soberlack in there pinching it along the boards with Ken Sutton. Sutton will try the other side now. Kaminsky. Lead pass too far for Jason Christie, and goaltender Trevor Kruger feeds it around the board. Kaminsky tries to keep it in. It's slapped out to center ice. Here's a chance now for Kevin Knopf. Knopf, number 4, taken out of the play by Sean Snesner, number 4 of Saskatoon. Both teams back at full strength as they jam along the boards inside the Saskatoon zone. The Swift Current Broncos in blue and green. The Saskatoon Blades in white with yellow and blue trim. Sutton slaps it along to Kevin Kaminsky. Here's Kaminsky. Sidestep Kozowski. The pass to Yellowega. Yellowega shot. And that was a hard drive, but off the target. Colin Bauer tries to keep it in. It's up now to Kennedy. Kennedy moving in with Kozowski. Still has the puck at center, checked by Garrett, but clears the puck into the Saskatoon zone. Bauer behind his net for the Saskatoon Blades. Knox, number 15, in forechecking for Swift Current. It comes back to the line. Here's Wilkie having trouble. Jason Smart is taken out of the play by goaltender Kruger. Now Swift Current's Kozowski got to center. It's fed over on the left side off the stick of Blake Knox. The Blades setting up. Bauer Gets it over. Return pass, then slaps it right to the Swift Current blue line to Lambert. Lambert to Trevor Sim. Sim had it slapped off his stick, and Lambert deep in his own zone for the Swift Current Broncos. Coulter after him.
Tremendous tempo here, Bernie. This has gone over a minute now without a whistle, and you just wonder the Swift Current can sustain this kind of tempo.
The comments of Dave King here at the Memorial Cup Championship. Here's Kimby Daniels moving right in. And back to deflect the puck was Coulter. He brings it out for Saskatoon. Coulter got to the Swift Current line. Soberlack stopped that. Darwin McPherson, number 27 for Saskatoon. A good hit at center ice. Here's a chance now. Kotelnikov. And he tried to get it in front to Scott Scissor. End-to-end action. What a great finale of the Canadian Major Junior Championship. Here's Canuck. Oh, and a top goaltender Greenlay, and just missed the open side. Another shot deflected high and wide. Dan Lambert takes a hit. Here's Scissor. What action. The crowd enjoying this. We're only in the opening period, and there's a penalty coming up. A charging infraction with 12 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the opening period. The native of Brandon, Manitoba, Kimby Daniels in the penalty box. Dave for cross-checking.
Yeah, it's a penalty, Bernie, in the offensive zone, too, which really is never very good. Most coaches don't like to take penalties in that zone, and he left his feet. It was a good call.
Now Holine for Saskatoon. It's knocked off his stick, and deep goes Ken Sutton, setting up behind his own net. A 19-year-old rookie who played Tier 2 in Calgary with the Canucks last year. Here's Coulter. The pass was behind him, but he's quick to retrieve it and gives it to Ken Sutton. Sutton, watched there by Tim Tisdale, forced deep into his own zone again. Swift Current with their second penalty of the opening period. Swift Current got through the first minor penalty, and they'll attempt to do the same here in the scoreless Memorial Cup Championship game. But the Blades, with Tracy Kotelnikov, number 18, trying to come up with it. It's back to Ken Sutton. He can't keep it in at the line. Dean Holine. He slaps it ahead. Coulter, a first-round pick of the Detroit Red Wings. Drops it back. Sutton a shot. That's off the target and is caught up in the mesh in behind goaltender Trevor Kruger. Corey Coulter, a first-round pick in '88, 17th overall by Detroit.
We're going to see him a lot on the power play. He's got great hands, and I watched him play a couple of times this year, and his puck control skills are great. His shot is excellent. He's certainly going to be the key to this Blade power play. Swift Current, though, is doing a very good job. Their penalty killing is interesting, Bernie. They change it up. They forecheck them aggressively the first part of this power play, and then the two forecheckers swung wide, took the lanes, and the defenseman tried to defend that blue line. So they change up how they forecheck against you, and you got to be really on your toes.
The other two teams in the Memorial Cup this week, the Laval Titans representing Quebec and the Peterborough Peeps, were eliminated in earlier competition. The semifinal last night, Swift Current beat Peterborough 6-2 to earn this berth in the final against Saskatoon. Sutton. Now Colin Power slaps the puck. Took a weird hop off the glass. Trevor Kruger, the goaltender, misjudged it a bit. Here's Sutton backhanding it. Checked by Peter Kozowski. Kozowski gives it to Bob Wilkie. Here's Wilkie for Swift Current. A shot. Glove save by Greenlay.
That's the kind of goaltending that Mike Greenlay has given them all tournament. He's played very, very well. And he's really been the key to the Saskatoon success. He's an excellent goalkeeper. Here's the replay of Bob Wilkie. A good shot through traffic here. And Greenlay, an excellent glove save. He's out above the top of his crease. Cut the angle down very, very well.
The Memorial Cup competition started in 1919, was presented in commemoration of the many great Canadian hockey players who paid the supreme sacrifice in defense of their country in the First World War, and has been one of the most coveted championships in hockey in North America. The Memorial Cup at stake, the Canadian Major Junior Hockey Championship, Swift Current, Broncos, and Saskatoon, an all-Western final, and an all-Saskatchewan final at that. No score in the opening period, and we have 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the opening period at Saskatchewan Place. We're back at Saskatchewan Place. Bernie Pascal with Dave King, Kevin Waugh, and our CTV sports crew. The Memorial Cup Championship. No score between Saskatoon and Swift Current Broncos.
Bernie, it's very interesting. Every time the Blades shoot the puck in, and they shoot the puck in a lot, you got to watch Kruger, their goaltender for Swift Current. He really gets out of the net. He likes to handle a puck a great deal, a little like Hextall.
This is Darwin McPherson, number 27 of Saskatoon, a former New Westminster Bruin, a steadying influence defensively for Saskatoon, one of the toughest players in the Western Hockey League. This is Prasnik shooting the puck in. Prasnik, who played U.S. college with Colorado College in 87-88. He's number 2 for Saskatoon. They jam the puck in behind the Swift Current goal. Kruger, as Dave mentioned, comes out of the net there. Up on the side to Soberlac, and it's out of play.
Soberlac's a fine player. He's a player who's a first-round pick of the Edmonton Oilers, a very skilled player. He's a player that Graham would like to see play more consistently because he is so skilled. And
someone keeping a close eye on Soberlac is Barry Fraser of the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, just his overall talent, that he handles the puck real well, and he's a good fluid skater, and I think that's what impressed us the most. And the other part of his game is just development through experience.
So the comments of Barry Fraser of the Edmonton Oilers. No score, the face-off to the left of Trevor Kruger. This is Bob Wilkie fighting in behind his own net for the puck, and it slides over to Darren Bader. Bader gives it to Drew Sawtell, and Kruger makes a save there. Brian Sakic gets the puck out to center. It's shot right back in. Kruger out of the net. He does that frequently to play it. Leaves it there for Jeff Knight. Knight got it to the blue line, but not out. Kept in by Sawtell.
This is the Blades game, to forecheck hard and aggressively, and this is where they get a lot of their scoring chances off the forecheck.
Now the Broncos up to center ice. Here's a chance for McFarland. McFarland jamming towards the net, and it slides through the crease, and it goes over to Sawtell. Sawtell, a lead pass to Holine. Here's Holine, number 7, moving in with Sawtell. And he's taken out of the play by Jeff Knight. A good defensive play by Knight. End to end. Here comes Tisdale moving for the front of the net. And the shot hit a skate and goes wide. They jam for it along the boards, and then it comes out to number 21, Jason Christie. Here's Christie moving in with Bauer. Heading for the net is Garrett. Then he's taken out of the play. Garrett's number 14 is checked. They slap it off the boards. And Brian Sakic lifts it up over the glass and out of play. An exciting and enthusiastic crowd here at Saskatchewan Place. Swift Current and Saskatoon remain. Well, the Saskatchewan hockey flavor, you can hear it now. This crowd, a capacity crowd at Saskatchewan Place, enjoying this game at scoreless in the opening period. Saskatoon Blades in white against the Swift Current Broncos, and they're on the attack now with Kevin Knopp moving in with Knox. Tried to get the pass over to Peter Kozowski, and that was knocked down. This is Sheldon Kennedy at center. Kennedy is checked by Garretts. Garretts in turn is jammed right in front of the Swift Current bench. The Broncos and the Saskatoon Blades in the 1989 Memorial Cup. Key to any team's success, Dave, goaltending, and both have been very sharp in the early going.
No question about it. These in a short tournament like this, Bernie, goalkeeping always plays a large role, and we had the pleasure of coaching Sean Burke and seeing him do many amazing things in tournament play. And Greenlay's a big, strong kid and blocks a lot of the nets. Kruger's smaller, more agile, and there's a contrast in the way they play the game.
Sean Snedzer with a lead pass for Christie. A delayed offside. The puck is slapped out to center. This is Ken Sutton, number 3 for the Saskatoon Blades. Got it ahead. It's intercepted by Blake Knox. Knox, number 15 of Swift Current. He was taken out of the play by David Struch, number 9. Now Sutton. Good hit as Sean Snedzer is jarred right at center ice as he was bumped by Sheldon Kennedy.
Bernie, this is one of the matchups that Marcel wants. He wants Garrett's line up against Kennedy's line, and he's got his matchup so far in the game. He's been able to get these guys out against each other every time.
This is Jody Prasnick for Saskatoon. Gets the pass up to Koster, moving in, drops it right in front. Struce, a backhand shot. What a save of Prasnick by Trevor Kruger.
Really, Trevor didn't control the rebound. The shot wasn't a great shot, but the rebound got away on him, and he was forced to make a heck of a save coming across the net. And again, we talked about his agility, and you'll see on the replay that the save here, he loses the rebound, and there's agility right there. He gets across the net. An unbelievable save, and as we talked about earlier, Bernie, the goalkeeping is always so important.
Trevor Kruger, 20 years of age, 5'8", 155 pounds, a mainstay for the Swift Current Broncos in the Western Hockey League, the #1 ranked team in all of Canada. Here's a lead pass now for Peter Soberlack, moving in, a shot, and the backhand drive just sailed wide. Soberlack, number 16, gets it in front, another shot, rebound, and Greenway lost it, but it went wide.
Bernie, I would say that Soberlack's little display there just basically reinforces what Barry Fraser said. Fluid skater, good puck handler, sees the ice well.
There's a chance now for Sissons, number 19. Koster after the puck. Koster drops it back to Lalashur. A shot, ooh, and that was a high whistling drive that went high up into the crowd. Scott Sissons, a 30-goal scorer this year for Saskatoon.
If you believe in genetics, Bernie, this is the guy who's got it. His dad, Jim Sissons, is a great golfer, one of the best in the province of Saskatchewan, also a great hockey player. His mother was a track star in high school, so genetically he's got what it takes to be a hockey player.
We talked to him about his pregame meal, and he said, well, this game is early, but he said, I love my mom's homemade macaroni. And that's quite a boost for home cooking. And speaking of mums, tomorrow is Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day early to all of the mothers across Canada watching the game today. Yellow wagon, number 11, gets it ahead to Jason Smart. He fires the puck in. Kruger can't trap it there. Loose puck in front, and it goes over to Dan Lambert. Up over the glass and out of play. An exciting Memorial Cup championship. The Swift Current Broncos and Saskatoon Blades. 5 minutes and 38 seconds remain to be played here in the opening period at Saskatchewan Place. 2 penalties in the game, both the Swift Current, and they killed off both successfully. And here comes penalty number 3, a charging call to Dean Holine. So Saskatoon goes into the penalty box. When we return, Swift Current will go on the power play. Holine's in the penalty box, Dave, and you look at power plays. Swift Current, 180 power play goals as the result of this penalty. They get another power play attempt in the Memorial Cup.
This penalty was very much like the penalty Swift Current took in the offensive zone, not the kind you need to take. And Swift Current's power play, 35% this year. That's unbelievably high, Bernie, and that's been a big part of their team this year. Has been their power play.
Lambert falls as he goes back to retrieve the puck, but quick to get to his feet. No score. A power play opportunity for the Broncos. It comes ahead now to Sheldon Kennedy. Here's Soberlack, Sakic in front. Here's an opportunity now, and swinging around is Bob Wilkie as Bauer took him out of the play. Wilkie after it again, but Bauer slaps it into the corner. Here's a chance for Tisdale. Tisdale gets it back to Kennedy in front, and it's broken up and lifted out by Darwin McPherson. Soberlack, or Wilkie, number 24. He gets it to Dan Lambert. Back to Wilkie. There's a chance now over the line is Kennedy trying to set up Brian Sakic. It's over to Kennedy, and Lambert is checked. There's a chance now for Christie, and he's hauled down by Sheldon Kennedy, and there'll be a high-sticking penalty coming up to Swift Current's Kennedy. Well, he had to do that, or Christie was home free.
Bernie, good pressure here by the Blades. They have got Swift Current up close to the blue line. They put the pressure on and turned it over, and an excellent play by Christie here to get away. And The Blades, I thought, in that penalty killing situation, they were reading very well. Swift Current got the puck up top in the zone, got kind of close to the blue line and kind of cornered themselves. And the Blades jumped and played very aggressively and crowded the closed options. And I think that certainly that's good penalty killing.
Coach Graham James behind the Swift Current Broncos bench. His third year as coach of Swift Current. And he watches Sheldon Kennedy head to the penalty box. Whole line has 55 seconds remaining in his penalty for Saskatoon.
Bernie, one interesting part of this game is in talking with Graham before the game, he mentioned his team was, the centermen were not great on faceoffs. They have really dominated faceoffs in the first period. I would say they're over 80% against the Blades in terms of faceoffs.
Now the Blades. Koser at his own blue line is bumped by Darren Kruger. It's taken by Daniels. Daniels lost the puck before he could get a shot. Here comes Koser. Up for Saskatoon, in with scissors. Bumped against the boards by Kevin Knopf, still digging after the puck. Gets it back, the shot right on, is stopped by Kruger.
Once again, Bernie, some excellent skill by Koser. Boy, can he ever handle a puck? Does he ever see the ice? Amazing.
Now the Broncos. Saskatoon will have a power play in 4 seconds as that puck is brought in by Bauer. Offside at the Swift Current blue line. And what a history the Memorial Cup Championship has. Marcel Como is 5th year as coach of Saskatoon. He played in the Memorial Cup in 1972 as a member of the Edmonton Oil Kings.
I think Marcel Como is just typifies the quality of coaching that's taking place right now in major junior hockey. There's a lot of great young coaches really working at their game, and these two teams here are very well coached. You can see a lot of tendencies, a lot of things done very well, and they're well-coached teams.
As a member of the Edmonton Oil Kings in '72, they didn't win the Memorial Cup that year in Ottawa. It was won by Cornwall. And Como was telling us that his main recollection about that was Richard Brodeur, the goaltender for Cornwall in '72, he said, was simply outstanding in that tournament. Now the Saskatoon Blades on the power play. Bauer backhands it in. Here's Christie, number 21, setting it back to Ken Sutton. Sutton in for Tracy Kotelnikov, and he's taken out of the play, back to the line. A shot, and Kruger makes the save.
Swift Current's very aggressive on their penalty killing. They don't lay back. They certainly try to put the pressure on. They force you to make a good play.
Here's a chance now for Tisdale, moving in for Swift Current. And the puck is hooked away from him by Ken Sutton, who got back quickly. Kevin Kaminski. Here he goes on left wing. Kaminski moving in with Kevin Yellowega in front of the net. A backhand shot off the stick of Yellowega. Here's Krasnick keeping the puck in. Both teams back at full strength. They jam the puck. It comes back to Krasnick at the line. Into the corner, setting up now. Here's Kotelnikov trying to get it in front. And it's over to Tisdale. 13 coming in with Kennedy. Right in front, a shot, scores! Sheldon Kennedy. Great effort, Dave, by number 12, using Tisdale as the decoy.
A great outside-in move, pulls it through his skates, and he's got great poise with the goalkeeper. Pulls it to his backhand side, puts it through its legs. A great goal by Sheldon Kennedy, and this is supposed to be a skilled finesse team, and that's a great play. There it is right there. Really attacked the triangle well and put it through the legs of the goalkeeper, Greenlay, and that's a tremendous goal. That's obviously the play of the period right now.
Sheldon Kennedy, who played for Canada's national junior team in Alaska and in Moscow, opens the scoring for Swift Current.
You know, Bernie, one of the keys to playing hockey is one-on-one play. You can't get beat one-on-one, and Kennedy did a great job there attacking the triangle, and when he beat the defender, he still had the poise on the goalkeeper. That's amazing.
Delayed penalty coming up to Saskatoon as the puck is in the Saskatoon corner. Kruger is out of the net for the extra attacker, and now the penalty handed out by referee Darren Loris.
This is a very crucial part of the period now because they've just got a man short situation for Saskatoon. They've just been scored on, and one of the hardest things with young players is that emotional control, that poise under pressure, and right now Swift Current, I'm sure, knows that late in the period, if they can get one now, they can probably unnerve this team a little bit.
So the penalized player is David Struch, native of Flin Flon, Manitoba, who now lives with his family here in Saskatoon. He'll watch the next couple of minutes from the penalty box as Swift Current goes on the power play, enjoying a 1-0 lead. Darren Loris, the referee for the game today, 27 years of age, a native of Saskatoon. 1:38 left in the opening period. Face off to the left of goaltender Mike Greenlay, who is backed up by Dean Kuntz this afternoon. Number 16, that's Peter Soberlack. Played in a Memorial Cup in '86 as a member of Kamloops, and he's waved out, as is the Swift Current center number 19, Scott Sissons. Koser against Sheldon Kennedy. Swift Current Broncos scored 180 power play goals this season. So an awesome power play during the season, and they have an opportunity here as Soberlack brings the puck in. Kruger, number 21, takes the pass. Kruger gets the return pass now from Bob Wilkie, trying to set up right in front. And having trouble with it there was Peter Soberlack. A loose puck, Sim. And that bounced just over the top of the net. Glorious scoring chance there for Sim. And this gives us an opportunity to check with our host here in Saskatoon, Kevin Waugh.
We'll guest during the first period intermission with the Blade captain, Tracy Kotelnikoff. We'll also talk with Murray Costello, the president of the CAHA. And we're going to look at this beautiful, beautiful building, Saskatchewan Place. It was constructed last year. Okay, Bernie.
Thank you, Kevin. We have 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining in the opening period. A goal by Kennedy has given the Swift Current Broncos a 1-0 lead. Mike Greenlay, the 20-year-old goaltender, has been outstanding in the Memorial Cup for Saskatoon.
He's played very well. Of course, now in the last minute of the first period, down a man short. He may be called on again to make a big save. And Swift Current's power play is very good. They've not looked real smooth so far this game, but they've got some skilled people on the ice.
And here they are setting up for the face-off. Number 13, that's Tim Tisdale, gets it back to the line to Darren Kruger. Kruger, number 21, the final minute of the opening period. It comes back now. Here's Kruger, a shot. And it's over now to number 24, Bob Wilkie, to Kruger, lets it go. And that sailed just wide. And it's slapped off the boards by Koser down the ice, back into the Swift Current zone. Darren Kruger, the twin brother of goaltender Trevor. And that's broken up by Ken Sutton, and Swift Current forced deep in their own zone again. And back into his own zone, number 24 is Bob Wilkie. Pass comes from Kruger to Wilkie. Up to number 13, this is Tisdale. He lost possession of it. And Sean Snezer fires it off the board, can't get it out. Swift Current keeps the puck in. Here's Kozowski right in front. Looking for a pass. It's back now. Wilkie a shot. And Greenlay stops that. The final seconds of the opening period. And Swift Current on the power play, just failing to get that second goal, but a great tempo in the opening period, Dave.
An unbelievable tempo. These two teams went end to end. It's very, very exciting hockey. We've got all these fans here really alive in Saskatoon. I think Marcel Como will be very satisfied. He's just down 1-0. They had a man short situation late in the period, and they killed it off.
Well, you've got to look too at Swift Current as we see them leaving the ice, the number 1 ranked team in Canada. They went into the Memorial Cup without losing a playoff game. They lost an earlier game to Saskatoon, so they have something to prove.
They really do. In that first game against Saskatoon, they were up 3-0. Saskatoon came back to pull it out and win it. So a 1-0 lead doesn't represent very much of a lead here.
Sheldon Kennedy with the goal, assisted by Dan Lambert at 17:55 of the opening period. And there's still 23 seconds remaining in the Saskatoon penalty to... Welcome back to Saskatchewan Place in Saskatoon, the second period of the Memorial Cup Championship. Saskatoon Blades and the Swift Current Broncos. And Swift Current is on the power play with 14 seconds remaining in the Saskatoon penalty to David Struch. It comes back now to Bob Wilkie at the line. Wilkie feeding it ahead. Here's McFarland trying to dump it in front, and it's brought back now by Saskatoon's Corey Koser. Koser gets to the line, has to wait for his teammate to get onside, who got over the blue line. Now it comes to Ken Sutton, shoots it in, and the two teams are back at full strength as David Struch, number 9, in the corner for Saskatoon. Darren Kruger, number 21, goes after the puck along with Bob Wilkie. Now it's led out by Wilkie. Lead pass intended for Tim Tisdale, and that's broken up. Here's a chance now. Wilkie moving in front. Tisdale shot. Gets the puck again. Trying to backhand it in front. Around the boards it comes. This is Soberlack trying to get to the puck with Sakic. Sakic jammed against the boards. Right in front, a chance. And that just whistles wide as Kevin Knopp moved in. Here's a break for Koser. Moving right in, and a whistle. And there's a hooking penalty coming up.
Not a very good play by the Blade number 20, Smart. He hooked the back checker and allowed Koser a little more room there. And the referee, a pretty good call. Pretty alert refereeing right there.
So a hooking penalty handed out by referee Darren Loris. There was the penalty just behind the play there, and the Saskatoon penalized player Jason Smart.
I think Koser had enough room there to get a good scoring chance without the hook, but that neutralizes, and we go back on the power play. Bernie, it's very interesting that neither team has got many shots off the power play. This is the third power play for Swift Current. They have 2 shots so far on the power play. And of course the Blades have had 3 power plays and only had 1 shot on goal. So neither team has taken the puck to the net very much on the power play.
Well, it's been a great equalizer for the Swift Current Broncos this season. Great success on the power play. They scored 447 goals this season, 180 of them on the power play. And here they are leading 1-0, setting up. Soberlack and a shot. That's stopped by goaltender Mike Greenlay. Darwin McPherson, number 27, the glove hand pass, and the face-off will come outside the blue line. Sheldon Kennedy has scored the only goal of the game.
I know Detroit's got some big plans for this young man. He's a very skilled offensive player, and he's played in 2 World Junior Championships, so you can tell he's a player with lots of experience. And on the power play, he's a man who can make it happen. He's always 1 play ahead. He's one of those players, Bernie, that can play the power play and always see the next play. They never get caught with a puck stranded.
1 minute and 46 seconds remaining in the penalty to Smart of Saskatoon. The pass comes to Bob Wilkie. Wilkie fires the puck off the boards. Colin Bauer, number 10, tries to play it ahead to Brian Garretts, and it comes out to center. Peter Kozowski, number 23, led the WHL in game-winning goals this season with 11. He loses the puck. Christie brings it in for Saskatoon, and he's stopped. Now the Swift Current Broncos setting up again. It's knocked off the stick of Soberlack. Brought in, a good play by Lambert. Loose puck at the side of the net, and jamming for it was Kozowski. Kozowski, number 23, right in front. And a shot there by Soberlack, and what a save by Greenlay off Soberlack. The power play setting up again, another shot, and that's stopped by Greenlay and cleared down the ice.
Well, Mike Greenlay is certainly playing the kind of game he's been playing the whole tournament. Unbelievable. That save was an amazing save, quick reaction save, and he got his leg over and made a tremendous save to keep the game where it's at.
Here comes Kennedy. He was stopped. Kotelnikov got to center ice, then shot it in for the Saskatoon Blades. 35 seconds remaining in the minor penalty. Swift Current leading the game 1-0. This is Trevor Sim, number 14, moving in, drops it back. Tisdale, loose puck at the side with Soberlack jamming away. Now Tisdale trying to get it back to Wilkie, and it's outside the line to center. Wilkie drops it back there for Darren Kruger. On the far side is Trevor Sim. Can't get a shot away. 8 seconds left in the power play. Right in front. Here's a chance. Oh, and that just sailed wide. Kruger goes after the puck. It's stopped at the line by Kevin Knopp. Just missed by inches. Penalized player Jason Smart picks up the puck as he stepped out of the penalty box. Now it goes over. Number 25 is Corey Koser. He can't control it. And Kruger in his own zone, the goaltender, fires it off the boards. Backboard is Jody Prasnick for Saskatoon, number 2. Prasnick with Jason Smart. Smart feeds it along the boards to Corey Koser. Back to Smart. A pass up the middle to Darren Bader. He was stopped. Here comes number 21, Darren Kruger, trying to get it in front to Tisdale, and that's broken up and shot down the ice. Back goes number 4 for Swift Current, Kevin Knopf, and it's cleared around the board. Saskatoon keeps it in. 2 players behind the play mixing it up. Now number 15 for Swift Current, Blake Knox. Saskatoon has a chance, a shot, loose puck, and covering up is Trevor Kruger as Saskatoon almost gets the equalizer on that play. We're early in the second period in Saskatoon. Goaltender Mike Greenlay of Saskatoon has been sharp here in the second period.
Bernie, he's played very well. This is a great toe save here. That shot was going to go in, but he made a great toe save. And he's been very good. And Swift Current is coming on now. They've started this period very, very well. And Greenlay, I think, in the first 5 minutes has been very, very important to the Blades staying in this hockey game.
The 2 teams at full strength. Here comes Swift Current. Moving in, number 15 is Blake Knox. Knox in the corner, trying to get it to Kyle Reeves. Reeves, number 17 for Swift Current. Jamming along the boards, he's bumped there. Puck slides to number 19, that's Kimby Daniels. Daniels helped out by Knox, tried to roll the puck in front. And good defensive play by Scott Sissons, and Bauer gets in there as well. Number 8, Rob Lalacheur. Lalacheur lofted a shot by Kyle Reeves, a stop. Now Bauer, he lifts the puck out to center ice. Lambert of Swift Current leaves it for Kevin Knopf right in front of his own goal. Almost lost it there. Here's Sissons. Number 19 trying to get it in front to Kocher. And it's taken by the Broncos. Number 3 is Lambert. Lambert drops it there for Reeves. A shot, loose puck, score!
Swift Current's known for their goals off the rush. It's the 3-on-3 rush. Nice little drop pass by Lambert. The shot goes through to the goaltender, and the man penetrating is not picked up here. He gets his blade on it, and he puts it in, and Swift Current on a 3-on-3 got a great scoring chance here. There's the drop, there's the shot, the loose puck. He just gets his stick on it, and tremendous goal. Excellent play by the Swift Current Broncos.
The goal by Blake Knox. Number 15, the native of Thompson, Manitoba, Coach Graham James says he's been a real surprise this year. A 16-year-old gives Swift Current a 2-0 lead. Now the Saskatoon Blades, Sutton fires the puck towards the net. It comes back to Sean Snezzer. Snezzer, number 4, kept it in. The Broncos get the puck out to center. Snezzer has it again for Saskatoon, gives it to Sutton. Back to Sean Snezzer, a native of Abbotsford, British Columbia. Trevor Kruger, the goaltender, can't get it out. Sutton keeps it in. Kruger out of the net frequently. The goaltender for Swift Current plays the puck. It's brought out now by McFarland. McFarland gets it over. Here comes Kennedy. Kennedy taken out of the play, and the puck slides into the corner to Ken Sutton. Sutton now has it for Saskatoon. Up with Garrett. Over the line, Sutton with Garrett heading for the net. Drops it back to Sean Snezzer. Off the board. Trapping it is Christie right in front. Trying to set up Kevin Kaminsky.
Bernie, you can really sense that Swift Current's relaxing now. They're starting to open up a little bit. And Saskatoon has got to get a little more poise and get back in this hockey game with that next goal, for sure.
Swift Current enjoying a 2-0 lead as the puck cleared to an open wing. Snezzer forced back by Kyle Reeves. Tries to clear it in front. Tisdale intercepts the shot off the arm of goaltender Mike Greenlay. Around the boards it comes. Kept in there by Brian Sackett. His brother Joe is here, a member of the Quebec Nordiques and a former member of the Swift Current Broncos. Now Saskatoon, Drew Sautel. Sautel got a weak shot away. Lambert plays it off the boards. It goes to Brian Sackett. Up the middle now to Tisdale. Tisdale drops it there. Reeves, and he got a shot, but it was blocked by defenseman Jody Prasnick. Darren Bader. Prasnick clears it up on the right side. Holine just slapped it to center ice.
One of Marcel Comeau's objectives in this game was not to give up very much numerical advantage on the rush. And Swift Current now, they've got a couple of 3-on-2s lately, and they're very dangerous on the rush. And it's very important for the Blades to tighten up.
Here's Kosher right in front, and a great chance by Darren Bader. Bader, number 22, set up beautifully in front, but failed to capitalize. Here comes Daniels back for Swift Current. Up over the line. Daniels drops it there for Trevor Sims. And the Blades. Here's a 2-on-1. Moving up over the line, trying to get it in front to Bauer. And that was stopped on the short side. Loose puck in front. And the Broncos quickly get possession. McFarland with Daniels. Up over the line. Sims heading for the front of the net. A shot. That's kicked out by goaltender Greenlay. And it's shot down the ice. Icing is indicated, but it doesn't go far enough. Lambert back to get it.
Bernie, Saskatoon is opening up. They've got two pretty good scoring chances themselves here in this particular shift. But boy, they just can't give up that numerical advantage. Swift Current's pretty sharp.
And here they come again, the Swift Current Broncos with Daniels. Kennedy takes the pass. That was broken up by Ken Sutton, and he shoots it down the ice. Back for it now for Swift Current goes Darren Kruger. Kruger, number 21, slaps it off the boards. Soberlack got to his own blue line. He was checked. Kaminsky racing into the corner. He bumps there with Darren Kruger. Kaminsky trying to feed the puck to Brian Garretts. And it's brought out by the Broncos again. Soberlack at the blue line. It's brought back by Ken Sutton. Lets it go, and a glove save by Kruger. Then Sutton bumps in front, and the puck slides right back into the Saskatoon zone. Talk about great tempo and excitement. Canadian Major Junior Hockey. What a game this is.
Bernie, it's unbelievable. This is about 2.5 minutes now without a whistle.
And there we have a whistle. There'll be penalties, one aside. The Swift Current Broncos enjoying a 2-0 lead midway in the... Well, little mix-up in front of the Swift Current bench, and two players in the penalty box. 10:26 in the second period. Some great names on the Memorial Cup over the years. 1947, Memorial Cup was won by Toronto St. Michael's. Red Kelly, Fleming McCall among the names on that 1947 Toronto St. Michael's team.
Bernie, the last 4 or 5 minutes, this game is going the way Swift Current wants it to go. They want to open up. They want to get some scoring chances. They want them to take some chances, the Blades, and the Blades are going to have to stay with their game plan, which is to play tight checking and not open up like this.
Almost a steal there by Tisdale, and the Broncos get possession. The pass comes up on the right side to Mark McFarland, lets it go. And that's deflected off number 8, Rob Lalacheur. And we have another penalty coming up for hooking. So we'll have a power play opportunity when we return to beautiful. The penalized player is Colin Bauer, off for hooking, so Swift Current will go on the power play.
Lots of traffic in front here by the Blades. Point shot trying to get through traffic, and that's one of their strategies, Bernie, is to get lots of traffic in front of Kruger. They think that bothers him. He's a very intense, emotional guy, and they try to make sure they got traffic in front to make his job a little bit more difficult.
So Soberlack at center, and that's broken up and shot down the ice by the Saskatoon Blades. The Broncos setting up Bob Wilkie, number 24. Second round draft of the Detroit Red Wings in '87. Shot in by Dan Lambert. Brian Sakic, number 26. Digs after it, it comes back. Wilkie is knocked against the board by Ken Sutton. Here's a chance to the point. A drive by Lambert and a save by Mike Greenlay. The coach of Swift Current Broncos, a native of Winnipeg, Graham James, his third year with Swift Current.
I would imagine that Graham James right now is thinking to himself, this could be the key part of the hockey game. They're up 2-0. They're on a power play. He knows if they score here, that 3-0 lead could be very commanding. So I'm sure he's telling his players now, be assertive, don't lay back. Let's get that third goal.
There's a quote from the coach of the Swift Current Broncos, Graham James. The number 1 ranked team in all of Canada this year. They secured first overall by the largest margin ever in WHL history, 25 points. And here's a scoring chance, and that just hit the mesh behind the net, and the fans back there thought it might have gone in. The Broncos on the power play. Sakic has possession. Ryan Sakic to Lambert. He has it, and it's knocked off his stick by Corey Kosher.
Bernie, I thought Lambert made a great play there. He held the puck, let the man go down, but a good second effort play by the Blade penalty killer, and they're out of trouble.
Here comes Lambert. A sizzling shot just goes wide. Sakic keeps the puck in. It comes back now to Bob Wilkie. Wilkie over to Dan Lambert. Lambert trying to get it in front for Soberlac. Number 16 gets it, but he couldn't get a good shot. Ryan Sakic setting up on the power play. They've been awesome on the power play during the season. Setting up here, Daniels in front, and it's intercepted and brought out by Jason Christian. Here's Christian. And he's taken out of the play by Bob Wilkie, number 24. Christie still digging after the puck. 12 seconds remaining in the power play opportunity. Comes out to Kotelnikov. He knocked the Swift Current player Sakic down, and here's Lambert deep in his own zone. Kruger comes away out of the net. Bauer is back, the penalized player, and the team's at full strength. Here comes Trevor Sims. Got to center, was stopped, the lead pass, and Kruger comes away out of the net to play that to center ice. McPherson over to Ken Sutton, and the Broncos slap it out to the center ice zone. Sutton, good spin there, then backhands the puck in. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left. Full line, a shot. Here's a chance. Sissons scores! The Saskatoon Blades on a goal by Scott Sissons. Get right back into it. And a standing ovation greets that goal.
Here it is, Bernie. Shot right here. Rebound comes over. The rebound off the block shot comes out. Sissons a quick release. Just beats Kruger on the glove side. And there it is again here. Quick release right here. Just beats him on the glove side. Great shots. What an emotional lift. They just killed off a penalty, a very important one. They come out and score a goal. It's a very important phase of the hockey game right here.
A 30-goal scorer this season. Scott Sissons gets a big goal here in the second period. They get Saskatoon right back into it with Swift Current leading by 1 goal now. Colin Bauer, number 10. Played his minor hockey in Fort Saskatchewan. Setting up. Here's Bader going after it. It's a 2-line. Offside pass called by linesman Jay Scherers of Vancouver. 6:48 remaining in the second period. This is Saskatchewan Place, opened February in 1988, the home of the Memorial Cup Championship. I'm Bernie Pascal with Dave King, Kevin Waugh, and our CTV sports crew. Swift Current leading by 1 goal. Face off inside the Saskatoon line, and it's slapped right back in there by Darren Kruger, number 21. He had 63 power play assists this season, a WHL record. Here's Darren Bader shooting the puck in right on to goaltender Trevor Kruger, who makes the save. Now the Saskatoon defenseman Jody Prasman had trouble there. Bauer moves in to help him out, number 10. Bauer trying to backhand it along the boards. Loose puck at the side. They try to jam it there. As right on top of the play was Sheldon Kennedy. And it's lifted up into the crowd and out of play. We mentioned the Memorial Cup. The players here attempting to get their name on that coveted Canadian Major Junior Hockey Trophy. 1956. The Toronto Marlboros won the Memorial Cup. The likes of Bob Pulford, Harry Neal, and the captain of that team was Al McNeil, who's involved in a playoff now of a major sort. The Calgary Flames against the Montreal Canadiens.
That should be a great series of Calgary and Montreal, and we're seeing a great game here. We're seeing 2 junior teams put on a great display of hockey, and it's been an exciting game with the crowd really a big factor in this game, Bernie, and the Blades now, that goal should settle them down, and this should be very interesting this last 6 minutes of the second period.
Swift Current Broncos won 55 games this season. Saskatoon won 42. The finalists here in the Memorial Cup, the other teams, Laval Titans and the Peterborough Petes. Peterborough lost the semifinal last night, 6-2 to Swift Current. Number 19 of Saskatoon, Scott Sissons, who has scored their goal, fires the puck in, and Peter Soberlack got it out to center, and Sutton shoots it right back into the Swift Current zone with Danny Lambert after it there. Here comes Lambert, and he ran into the referee, Loris, with the puck as he tried to bring it out of his own zone.
Bernie, this is one of the matchups that they were trying to get. Again, the Saskatoon, they want Daniels, certainly want his line out against Scott Sissons, and again, when you get your matchups, it really helps.
Here comes Koser in with Sissons, and Koser can't get a shot. Loose puck at the side, and Kotelnikov was all tied up before he could jam it in. And the Broncos bring it out to center ice. Soberlack gets it ahead. Here's Daniels, number 19, and he's spun around as he is bumped by Sean Snezen. Jason Smart, number 20. Native of Prince George, who now lives in Red Deer, gets it to Sean Snezer. Snezer just shoots the puck into the Swift Current zone. Loose puck, 5 minutes remaining in the second period. Darwin McPherson, big defenseman, number 27 for the Blades, shoots it in, a delayed offside, waved off, and here's the puck in the corner. After it for Swift Current is Kevin Knopf. Knopf trying to get it out of his own zone. They all jam against the boards in the Swift Current zone. 4 players there, but the puck is still loose. Now they get the whistle from referee Darren Loris. The Swift Current Broncos lead by 1 here at Saskatchewan Place. The Memorial Cup at stake today, and Toshiba will present a Toshiba color television to the Memorial Cup Most Valuable Player. Another of the many awards on the line today here at Saskatchewan Place in Saskatoon. Here's a chance in front now. Number 12, Drew Sautel, but it was knocked off his stick. Reeves brings it back in to Tisdale in front, and Reeves is taken to the ice. There will be a penalty coming up to Drew Sautel for interference. So Sautel will head to the penalty box. Swift Current will go on the power play. Drew Sautel for interference, and he had to do that, Dave, nullifying a big scoring chance.
Well, he definitely have to come back because that was a 4-on-2 rush. The Swift Current defenseman joined the rush. Saskatoon turned it over deep, and it's a 4-on-2, and he was forced to come back, and he made a good second effort there, but a little bit aggressive on his back checking, but certainly a play he has to make.
Wonder who will be the MVP in this game. There have been some great ones over the years. Barry Beck, Stan Smeal, Dale Howard-Chuck, Adam Creighton. Who will be the MVP today? Here's Sissons. He has scored the Saskatoon goal, number 19, and a shot. Kruger stops that. Now, here come the Broncos, led by number 12, Kennedy. Gets the return pass, the shot, stick safe, loose puck, and covering up his green lay, then it's knocked away.
There's a 3-on-2 on that power play, and boy, that's dangerous. They had a great scoring chance. There are 2 good scoring chances, one off the shot and one off the rebound.
And they have the puck again, a lead pass. Here's Sheldon Kennedy. Darwin McPherson back quickly, and it's broken up and slapped outside the line. Wilkie drops it deep in his own zone.
I'm sure Marcel Comeau would like them to play a little bit tighter here on their penalty count. They're giving up too many advantages on the rush here, and Saskatoon's game is to play tight checking and not giving up too much to Swift Current, especially in that neutral zone, Bernie. They make some good things happen.
Oh, they're on the power play, and we talk about Swift Current's great success during the season. Number 21 of Swift Current is Darren Kruger.
There's your 3-on-2 and a nice trailing pass to Kennedy. A good shot and a loose puck. Those are the kind of plays you can't afford to give up, because when you can score on a power play on the rush, that's a real bonus.
Swift Current Broncos scored 10 power play goals in one game this season. They defeated Moose Jaw 11-3. 10 of their goals were on the power play. That was back in mid-January. And they have a power play now leading 2-1. Kruger out of the net. Gets it ahead to Bob Wilkie. In forechecking is Brian Garrett, number 14 of Saskatoon. Soberlack takes the pass. On the left side there for Kimby Daniels. That's broken up. Here comes Christie. Christie, number 21, going in against Lambert. Still has possession right in front, trying to get a shot. Lambert had a firm grip on Christie and got away with that. 2:45 remaining here in the second period. Off the boards and shot down the ice off the stick of Tracy Kotelnikov.
This is much better penalty killing. They're doing a very good job. Swift Current's first pass on their breakout has always been off.
Score! Kotelnikov! A turnover in the Swift Current zone, and it's all tied at 2. Capacity crowd at Saskatchewan Place as Kotelnikov on a costly giveaway, a big turnover here, Dave.
That's a big a turnover. There's no question. Those kind of plays hurt you. On your power play breakout, you got to be sharp, and they look like they're a little tired. And now there's the giveaway again. Throws it across into traffic, picks it off, a good shot. And now Saskatoon is right back in the hockey game. You couldn't ask for a better finish for Saskatoon here in terms of going late into the second period.
Kotelnikov was with us in the first intermission. The captain of Saskatoon gets one of the biggest goals of his junior career, and he had 41 goals this season. The crowd very appreciative of the effort of Kotelnikov. Now here comes Kennedy right back in for Swift Current. Dropped it back, setting up Knopf, and he can't get a shot, and it's cleared off the stick of Scott Sissons. Sautel is back on the ice. A short-handed goal by Kotelnikov. Here's a chance now right in front. And number 23, Kozowski, trying to get a shot. It's stopped by goaltender Greenlay on the second attempt. And the Blades shoot it down the ice. 1:45 remaining in the second period. This is Kevin Knopf on the right side to Kozowski, and it's an offside pass. Well, you couldn't ask for a better finale. We're tied at 2 in period number 2 at Saskatchewan Place.
We'll talk with Sheldon Kennedy of the Swift Current Broncos, John Winter and Marv Hall, 2 major sponsors of the Memorial Cup, and the chairman of the Canadian Hockey League, Ed Chenoweth, guesting second period intermission. Now back to Bernie.
Kevin, what a great job. Molson Breweries, with their president, John Winter, Barry Thompson locally, they take pride in their role as a great sponsor, and Cooper Canada with Cliff Gable, Marv Hall, Dave Grant and company. They've sponsored the Memorial Cup, the co-sponsor for 7 years. We salute Molson Breweries and Cooper Canada for their involvement. 1:25 remaining in the second period. We're tied at 2, and a shot, and it's called back to the center ice zone.
Bernie, you've got to wonder what right now it's in the minds of the Swift Current team. They blew a 3-goal lead in the game 1 versus Saskatoon. Now they've had a 2-goal lead disappear, and so certainly the Blades now have got the initiative, and they should be going into the third period here in a very close hockey game. Exactly what Marcel Como wanted. He wanted to win the third period with a score close, or ideally the lead, but at least close, and now he's got what he wants.
Record crowds for the 1989 Memorial Cup Championship. Saskatoon did a great job in curling, hosting the Brier, and here they are. Outstanding support for the Canadian Major Junior Hockey Championship, the coveted Memorial Cup. The top 2 teams, an all-Western final, an all-Saskatchewan final, Swift Current and Saskatoon. Goaltender Trevor Kruger. His backup today is Don Blishen as the puck comes out to center ice. The final minute of the second period, Lambert drops it in front and tried to get it back to Sakic at the line, and it rolled away from him. Number 24 is Bob Wilkie. Wilkie gets it ahead to Danny Lambert. Lambert is taken out of the play, and Scott Sissons has it up on the right side, and Kosher just slaps it off the boards down the ice. No icing, the puck rolls. 30 seconds remaining in the second period. Here comes Wilkie. Gets it ahead. Up now to Darren Kruger. Left it there, a shot, and that's blocked by Ken Sutton, who backhands it up. A race for the puck. Kosher trying to get to it. Here's Kosher moving in. A shot. Scores!
by Koster. He's strong. He's got pretty good speed. Good puck protection right there. He outraces Sackett. It just slips through Kruger, and boy, is that a big goal. Now it's 3-2. 17 seconds left in the period. Watch this effort by Koster. Good puck protection right there. Digs it out with his skates, and a good shot. It just sneaks through Kruger. That's going to turn this game around a lot in terms of Saskatoon going into the third period. Very high. They're going to come out now, and it's going to be very interesting to see if Swift Current can maintain their poise, Bernie.
Well, they'll be rejoicing in Kelvington, Saskatchewan, the home of Corey Koser, as he gets a big goal here, giving the Blades a 3-2 lead. The final 10 seconds of the second period. Puck is brought out now by Peter Soberlak. Got to the line over to Sim. And that'll do it. The second period is over. And the capacity crowd at Saskatchewan Place again up on their feet, congratulating and saluting the Saskatoon Blades. A gutsy effort. They were down by 2.
Tremendous effort, Bernie, to be down 2 goals and to be facing a power play, which they killed off. They seemed to turn it around, and then they scored that shorthanded goal. And that seemed to really give Saskatoon some initiative, and now we've got a game where they're going into the third period with the lead. They're a grinding team, a very solid defensive team, and they're going to make it very tough for Swift Current.
Well, this is the 14th meeting this season between Swift Current and Saskatoon. Swift Current has won 9 of the 13, and this is the important game. This is the one they have to come out in the third period, shooting on all cylinders. And the summary there in the second period here at Saskatchewan Place. Swift Current knocks, and then Sissons, Kotelnikov, and then the go-ahead goal by Corey Koser, unassisted at 19:43.
One of the biggest challenges for the coaches now is you've got 2 teams that are young, emotional, and they've got to get this team, both these teams, to settle down and play a good third period.
Well, we're all anxiously looking forward to period number 3, and we're looking forward to the upcoming intermission features. And here's Kevin.
Thank you very much, Bernie. With us now, Sheldon Kennedy, one of the leaders of the Swift Current Broncos. He scored the opening goal of today's game, but the obvious question, what happened in the second period?
Well, it's always been a weak period for us. I think we gave up 10 goals in the first 4 games that we played, and in the second period, I think that today, we let up a bit, but we still got the third period, and usually it's our best, so hopefully we can come out and pot a few more goals.
Kind of 2 bad goals, Kotelnikov and Koser. Could the team be tiring? They did play less than 24 hours last night in the semifinal against Peterborough.
I don't think we're too tired. I think that we got to just come out and play a lot smarter. We made too many mistakes, and they capitalized on them. And I think if we come out and play smart hockey, I think we can come out of here with a victory.
20 minutes left. Thank you very much, Sheldon.
Thank you.
Good. After 40 minutes of play, the Saskatoon Blades have grabbed a 3-2 lead over Swift Current. We'll be back in just a moment from Saskatchewan Place.
Certainly a team that's got lots of skill and very well coached by Dick Todd. And these 2 teams have put on a great show today, so it's been just a great week for junior hockey in Canada.
So the third period is underway. The Saskatoon Blades enjoying a 3-2 lead. Kruger, the goaltender, out of the net. The puck comes to Blake Knox. Knox gets it ahead. Here's Peter Kozowski, a delayed offside at the Saskatoon blue line. Toshiba Facsimile will present at Toshiba Color Television to the Memorial Cup Most Valuable Player. And there have been some outstanding valuable players in this game today. And there's Kaminsky, and the Children's Wish Foundation of Saskatchewan. The Saskatoon Blades have adopted that as their charity. Every point Kevin Kaminsky got this season, they raised $7,400 for the Children's Wish Foundation of Saskatchewan. Some wishes are simple, others more difficult, but none are impossible. What a great job that program has done throughout Canada and here in Saskatchewan. After the puck goes Bob Wilkie, trying to get out of his own zone. They'll try again. We're early in the third period. Bauer of Saskatoon fires it in. The 2 teams start the third period at full strength. Here comes Darren Kruger. Gets a pass on the right side. Heading for the front is Knox, but the pass failed to reach him. It's knocked down at the line. Here's Kozowski trying to set it up. Kozowski gets it over to Kennedy. Into the corner. Right in front of the net is Knox. Looking for a pass. Oh, and it just hopped over his stick. And the Saskatoon Blades get it again. This is Koster, who scored the go-ahead goal late in the second period. Kosher setting up. He's checked by Tisdale. And now it's cleared to an open side, and after it for Swift Current is Kevin Knopf. Snezzer behind his own goal. Leaves it there for Ken Sutton. Saskatoon Blades leading the Swift Current Broncos by 1 goal, and they jam it beside netminder Mike Greenlay.
Bernie, in this third period, it's going to be very important that both these teams play a very disciplined game. They just can't afford to take any penalties that would be a cheap variety. They've both got to stay even strength, and that's tough to do when you've got an emotional crowd and a Memorial Cup at stake. It's really difficult for young players to maintain their poise, and that'll be the job of both these coaches, now to do that kind of thing.
It's been 18 years since a team from Quebec has won the Memorial Cup. The last team from Quebec, well, Guy Lafleur was a member of that team, the Quebec Ramparts, in '71. Of course, there's a shot. Cornwall won the Memorial Cup, but they played in the Quebec League, but of course Cornwall, an Ontario team. But here in the championship of '89, it's Saskatoon and Swift Current, an all-Saskatchewan final. Saskatoon before a capacity crowd at home enjoying the lead, and they try to get the puck ahead to Yelowaica. He's knocked down, and it's now brought out by Brian Sakic. Here's Sakic for Swift Current. Coming in with Lambert, trying to drop it to Lambert, and Jason Smart has it for Saskatoon. He shoots it in. Kruger stopped that. Now Swift Current. Here's McFarland coming up with Tisdale. McFarland at the side, try to jam it. Oh, right on the line, and it's slapped outside to center ice. Brought back in now and spun around and knocked to the ice. No penalty there, and the fans offer the response there. They were a little concerned. McPherson trying to get the puck out, feeding it to Darren Bader.
Bernie, that last chance by Tisdale was very close. That puck just was starting to head over the line when it was poked out of the net there, and it was a 3-on-2 again. 3-on-2 situation where Swift Current generated a scoring chance.
We played 3 minutes in period 3. Kruger out of the net for Swift Current. Christie was in there looking for the puck. It comes out to the blue line, but kept in at the line. Here's Christie, a shot. Over now to Darren Bader. Bader setting up for Saskatoon, trying to get it to Garrett's. At the side of the goal is Jason Christie, and it's cleared to the blue line to center. Sean Snezzer feeds it over. It's stopped at the line, and here comes Swift Current. It's brought in by Wilkie. Wilkie puts on the brakes, leaves it there. Daniels a shot. In behind the goal now goes Sean Snezzer of Saskatoon. And Garrett gets in there, and they hold it against the board. 16-12 remaining to be played in period 3 in Saskatoon. Their respective coaches, Graham James and Marcel Como.
Both of them have unique coaching styles. Marcel's got a very hard forechecking team who really relies on their checking skills to make them very competitive. Graham James has got more of a flow style, more initiative on offense, and both these two coaches have got different teams. They've both done a fine job in developing teams that play a little different game.
So the Saskatoon Blades enjoying a 1-goal lead here in the third period. They have possession. Colin Bauer. He gets it ahead now. Scott Sissons, who has scored one of the Saskatoon goals. Number 14 is Brian Garrett. Now it comes out to Sheldon Kennedy. Kennedy up for Swift Current. Knox heading for the net. Here's Kennedy, and it's knocked off his stick by Kevin Kaminsky. Slides out to the blue line, and Swift Current back quickly to get it. Number 15 is Knox. Slapped away from him, and it goes over to Danny Lambert. To the line, a delayed offside, but it's brought out by Blake Knox. Knox straight up the middle for Swift Current. Moving in against defenseman Sutton, cleared it into the corner. Peter Kozowski dumps the puck in front. It's intercepted and brought back out by Jason Christie. Just rolls off his stick, and it's slapped at the line. Sutton trying to keep it in, failed. Kennedy goes after it for Swift Current. Now Kevin Knopf. Knopf leads a pass on the right side to Peter Kozowski. Kozowski, Sakic trying to catch up to it, and it's broken up and shot down the ice. Deep in his own zone goes Bob Wilkie. He touches it, and it's icing called against the Saskatoon Blades with the face-off coming deep in their zone to the right of the goaltender. Takes many sponsors to make the Memorial Cup a success. We'd like to salute Toshiba Facsimile for the use of the copying machines. They've really helped the organizing committee. An outstanding job by Toshiba Facsimile here at the Memorial Cup at Saskatchewan Place. Go Blades, go is the chant. The puck comes back to Swift Current's Darren Kruger. Kruger out to center. Trying to get it there was Dean Holine. Now he races right back into the Swift Current zone, but can't get to the puck. Up on the left side, this is Brian Sakic feeding a pass. Tisdale a shot, and Greenlay makes the save. As Swift Current looking for the equalizer, trailing by 1 goal in the Memorial Cup 1989. The respective goaltenders, Dave, Greenlay, and Kruger.
They both played very well. Mike Greenlay's had an excellent game today, and the Blades scored 3 goals on 6 shots on Scott Kruger, but they were good shots. Only the last goal was a tough one when it through them, but they both played very well, and they'll both play important roles going down now to the last part of this third period.
And the respective backup goaltenders have been important members of their teams. Dean Koontz of Saskatoon and Don Blishen of Swift Current during the season to get their teams to the Memorial Cup. Now Swift Current. This is Kennedy moving in. A shot scores! Kennedy! Sheldon Kennedy ties the game for Swift Current.
That goal was scored by Kimby Daniels. He drove the middle lane. Sheldon threw it across to him, and he shoots the puck right past the screen. It just got the short side on Mike Greenlay. Once again, they score off the rush, and that's a classic example of a good 3-on-2. We pick it up here. Bernie and Daniels has got the puck. He feeds it wide to Kennedy, and watch Daniels drive the middle lane. He gets it back, and a quick snapshot just beat Mike Greenlay to the short side, and they're known for their ability to score off the rush and to go to the net, and we'll see it again here. A quick snapshot. Good effort by the Blade defenseman, but the shot just snuck by, and now we're in a 3-3 game. And what a great game, Bernie. Watch this shot. Right under his leg. But Mike Greenlay, I think, was screened by the sprawling defenseman. It just went under his leg, under his shin pad, and just caught the short side. And once again, I'm not sure you can blame Mike Greenlay for that one.
So the play started by Kennedy and finished off beautifully. And a tying goal there. What an opportunity. Kimby Daniels capitalizing. Here they come again. A shot. And Soberlack let that go just wide.
That shot was off the goalpost, Bernie, and that's a big one right there. The Blades defensemen are backing in a little bit now, not holding the blue line as much as they have to against Swift Current.
Now Saskatoon's Darren Bader shoots it in. Swift Current tying it up. Heading for the net now. Trying to get the pass to Lambert. And it's intercepted and brought back by Kevin Yellowwagon. Yellowwagon in with Darren Bader. Yellowwagon feeds it in front. Snezzer a shot. Now Snezzer digs after the puck, and it goes to Kevin Knott. And does this open up the action? Here comes Tisdale. Moving in, dropped it right in front. A shot. Great save by Mike Greenlay. End-to-end action in the third period. Here come the Blades moving in. Kaminsky trying to get a shot, and he's taken out of the play.
Bernie, this game is really opening up, and coaches, we're always kind of defensive, but this is entertaining hockey. I mean, this is what it's about. We've got 9,000 people seeing an exciting game with chances at both ends, and Marcel may be a little concerned about the opening up, but it sure is exciting. It makes for a great game.
We're tied at 3. Kruger is stopped, and going after the puck was Jason Christie. The goaltender, Trevor Kruger, lost his stick. It's in the corner. Here comes Swift Current again with Darren Kruger just shooting the puck in. Bauer going after the puck, and it's caught up in the mesh in behind the net. Action aplenty in the 1989 Memorial Cup Championship at Saskatchewan Place. Stellar goaltending. Mike Greenlay, a spectacular save here.
This is an excellent save, Bernie. It's a play with a nice little play off the rush. He gets across the net, makes the save, and the puck goes high over the net. But a great play off the rush again by Swift Current. The Blade defenseman went to the middle with the puck carrier, opened up the wide man, and once again, it's your goalie and the shooter one-on-one, and Mike Greenlay was just excellent there.
The Memorial Cup Championship poster feeds a pass on the far side. Moving in is points, and he's taken out of the play. Up to number 15, Knox, trying to get the puck out. Kosher deep in the Swift Current zone is hauled down. There will be a penalty, and Saskatoon will go on the power play. We're tied at 3 in period 3. Dan Lambert is the penalized player off for hooking.
Kosher's got great puck protection skills. He's a big man, a strong man, and he uses his body to shield the puck, and it forced Lambert to check through the man to get to the puck, and the risk is when you do that, you're going to get a hooking penalty. It'll be interesting now, Bernie, power play-wise, Saskatoon's had a reasonable power play in the tournament, but not so good today. And of course, Swift Current, a man short, they like to try to score. They're not just satisfied killing the penalty. They will try to score a shorthanded goal.
Well, during the season, Swift Current had 16 shorthanded goals. And they have Lambert in the penalty box now. We're tied at 3. Saskatoon's Kosher. Number 25, a first-round pick of the Detroit Red Wings, getting set for this face-off.
Bernie, on power plays, face-offs are always so important. Win that face-off.
There's a shot by Bauer, and goaltender Kruger covers up. Kaminsky, number 23 out there, a draft pick of the Minnesota North Stars.
Bernie, and talking with the coaches, they both mentioned before the game that little things like face-offs will be very important, and Swift Current was concerned because their face-off men at times can be inconsistent. Today they've done a nice job on face-offs, and Marcel is pondering some things right there, and I'm sure that he knows that this face-off's important. You're on a power play. If you win the draw, right away you've got probably 30 seconds more of an advantage in terms of having the puck in the offensive zone.
Well, he's made a change at center for the face-off, Dave, and Scott Sissons, number 19, moved out there. There's a shot right on, and Kruger makes the save.
Marcel knows his personnel well because Scott's a good face-off man. He mentioned that before the game to both of us, Bernie, and that was a good face-off win by Scott Sissons, and the puck goes back to the point. The shot can go through traffic. Anything can happen.
The players here attempting to get their name on the coveted Memorial Cup to join the likes of the 1960 St. Catharines. Roger Crozier and Vic Hadfield among the names on that 1960 Memorial Cup champion team from St. Catharines, Ontario. 11:15 remaining in the third period. 1:30 remaining in the penalty to Dan Lambert. The Blades on the power play, setting up Bauer. Straight up the middle. Has Kosher on the right side. Bauer got to the line, was hooked. There's a shot. The rebound is just sailed wide as Kosher got the rebound in front from close range. Now it's lifted by Sakic down the ice into the Saskatoon zone, and backboard is Ken Sutton. Sutton, number 3. 6'1", 190 pounds. He's played outstanding in the Memorial Cup, has the puck again. Up over the line, gets a pass. Here's a chance to Katalnikov. He's nailed to the ice. Whole line trying to set something up, and it's cleared to center. Kaminsky gets it ahead to Holine. He's knocked to the ice. Number 21 is Darren Kruger. Bumped by Kaminsky. Shot knocked down in front by the defense. 30 seconds remaining in the penalty to Lambert. A shot. That's blocked and taken by Daniels and shoots it into the Saskatoon zone.
That was interesting, Bernie. We had Darren Kruger block a shot for his brother who's in goal, and the Kruger blocked a shot for Kruger.
The twins, members of the Swift Current Broncos, Trevor Kruger and Darren Kruger, in behind the net. This is Kevin Knopp trying to come up with it. 3 seconds remaining in the penalty. They jam it in front. And Swift Current, Sheldon Kennedy trying to get it out. Now, here's a 2-on-1 break. The puck is brought out by Lambert. Lambert going in with Daniels, trying to jam it, and that stops. A 2-on-1, and the Blades nullify that scoring opportunity by Swift Current. So we remain tied at 3 with 9:25 remaining in regulation time.
2-on-1, Lambert comes in, and his angle's not very good, but now he takes the puck to an improved angle, but he goes to his backhand. It doesn't give him much of an angle. Greenway stays up for a little while, then goes down and blocks that shot. The defense and the goaltender worked very well to play that 2-on-1.
So Lambert breaking in with Daniels, and Saskatoon stops Swift Current on that scoring attempt. Here comes Bauer. He drills the puck in, and it's handled by goaltender Trevor Kruger. He's bumped and knocked to the ice. Jason Smart trying to come up with it. Here's Swift Current now, moving in with Trevor Sim, with McFarland, and Peter Soberlak digs into the corner after. Here's Soberlak trying to get it to Kozowski in front. And Jason Smart has it for Saskatoon. Smart backhands it out to center. It's trapped there by Darren Kruger. Gets it ahead to Sim. Sim in with Kozowski looking for a pass. Loose puck, here's Soberlak. He can't get a shot. And the Blades bring it out again. This is Bader. Bader moving in, rolls the puck, and it bounces off goaltender Kruger into the corner. Trevor Sim gets it ahead now to Soberlak. Long shot, gloved by goaltender Mike Greenlay, and he drops it to the side of the net. 8:24 remaining in the third period. We're tied at 3. Offside is Lambert.
Bernie, what an unbelievable display of hockey. We're seeing one of the best Memorial Cups I've ever seen. I've seen lots of them live and lots on television, and this is an excellent hockey game. Both these teams are opening up a little bit here, giving us some good chances at both ends, and in terms of entertainment, this has been an unbelievable game.
And an unbelievable tournament. Our salute to the organizers here in Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan Place and the Saskatoon Blades. Great hosts, Darryl Lubanicki, the general manager, Dennis Bayak, the assistant general manager, and the whole Saskatoon Blade organization in the Western Hockey League. Great hosts, the '89 Memorial Cup Championship.
Bernie, we're down to the last 8 minutes of this game now, and it'll be interesting to see whether that game last night against Swift Current played will be a factor in terms of fatigue, because they had to come back and play a game now less than 24 hours later, and it's been a very good pace to this game.
Kevin Knopf in his own zone, and the puck goes out to center. Sutton slaps it right back in. In behind the Swift Current net. Now they're setting up a 3-3 tie in the third period. Kennedy gets a pass over. Here's Daniels moving in. A chance for Knox. He gets a shot, and it's blocked by the defense. Still digging after it. This is Lambert. Lambert, number 3. Dumps it to Knox, trying to get it in front. It's intercepted by Sutton. Off the boards and down the ice. Goaltender Kruger comes out. Icing is waved off as he touches the puck. Now it's cleared to an open wing. Moving over is Daniels. Setting up now, number 19 for Swift Current. Look at Daniels dance, moving in, trying to split by defenseman Sutton, and he's taken out of the play. 7 minutes remaining. The puck is stolen by Sakic, but he couldn't maintain possession. This is Sutton off the boards again and into the Swift Current zone. It'll be icing as it's touched by Kruger, and the face-off will come deep in the Saskatoon zone. We'll be back at Saskatchewan Place in a moment. There's the statistical story at Saskatchewan Place. And Dave, are the coaches concerned about overtime, or is that something that's still some 7 minutes away and they're worried about the third period?
I think it's a little too early to be concerned about it yet. I think you get down to the 2-minute mark, you start really thinking about the OT. Right now you're thinking about just the next goal or not giving up something easy here.
And here at Saskatoon's Corey Kocher moving in. Kocher dropped it in front. Backhander by Sutton hit a stick and just sails wide. And it goes over to Bob Wilkie. Wilkie of Swift Current ahead to Brian Sakic. Up on the right side. This is Tim Tisdale. Take it out of the play. And the puck is underneath the Saskatoon player, Snezer.
Bernie, before the game, I had a chance to talk to Lauren Fry, who's the assistant general manager of the Swift Current Broncos, and really deserves a lot of credit for helping to build this team, and along with Graham James. They've got 8 midget players in the roster tonight playing, and when you see a player like Jimmy Daniels, who's only 16 years old, control a game like he has, I mean, Graham James has got to be very pleased that he's got a good club, but the future also looks good.
2 years ago, the team was devastated by that tragic bus crash, which killed 4 players. Swift Current has rebounded from the emotional depths of that tragedy to become the #1 ranked team in all of Canada. An exciting Memorial Cup championship. 3-3 in the third period as Lambert shoots it in. Bauer, number 10 for Saskatoon. Third-round pick of the Edmonton Oilers, trying to get it out. Now Darwin McPherson, native of Flin Flon, Manitoba, number 27 is stopped. Bauer will try to get something going here. Bauer trying to feed a pass to Dean Holine off his stick, and it comes to Trevor Sim. Sim to Soberlac. He in turn tried to get it to Peter Kozowski in that field. And here goes Darwin McPherson deep in his own zone for Saskatoon.
Bernie, I'm sure both coaches on the bench are probably reminding their players that late in the game, things like no high turnovers, on the fourth, kept the third man high, no block shots, things like that late in the game are very, very important.
Now here's a chance for Peter Soberlac setting up the shot. It's blocked by defenseman Darwin McPherson, who's playing with a bad ankle. He hasn't practiced for the last couple of days. Darwin McPherson stopped a shot earlier in the tournament, but he's out there playing a stellar game today. Moving in now, here's a chance. Christie, he's hauled down and taken out of the play. Kevin Knopf fires it off the boards to Kennedy. Here comes Kennedy, moving up with Daniels, who's heading for the front of the net. Loose puck, and nobody there to pick it up. Wilkie keeps possession right in front to Daniels, and it sails wide. Another opportunity there as Kennedy goes after the puck. In front, spinning around is Kyle Reeves, number 17. Reeves sends it through the crease, and it comes out to the blue line where it's off the glass as Christie cleared it out, but brought back in. A shot by Wilkie is stopped by goaltender Mike Greenlay. 4:30 remaining in the third period. Saskatoon under a little pressure in their own zone, and Garretts gets it to center ice. It's fired right back in. Bauer in front of his own goal. The two teams at full strength. It's shot in by Brian Garretts. Right to goaltender Trevor Kruger. On the left side, Brian Sackett. Sackett drops it there for Daniels. Shoots it into the Saskatoon zone. After it goes Mark McFarland. Bauer behind his own goal for the Saskatoon Blades. 4 minutes remain in the third period. We're tied at 3. Reaching for it is Kaminsky and just failed to maintain possession.
Only both these teams have to be very careful that they don't get guilty of the long shift. This has been a long game, a very good pace here, and it looks like both the teams are still staying out long on their shifts, and that's something that the coach always worries about.
Now here's a chance for Saskatoon's Katalnikov, and he was stopped as Kevin Knopf knocked the puck off his stick. Outside the line, the Broncos trying to get it. Kevin Knopf, he was stopped. Here's, and almost a 2-on-1. That's a delayed offside as Sissons had the puck all tied up, putting his teammate on left wing offside at the blue line.
Both coaches now have got to make sure that they keep the players on the short shift, as I mentioned earlier, and they got to make sure they don't give away that numerical advantage. It's the Blades especially, I think, against the line of Daniels and Kennedy. I've got to make sure on the rush they're doing the job against this line, because this line for Swift Current has been very, very effective.
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, a population of 180,000. The city offering world-class hospitality, and they've certainly done that this week during the Memorial Cup Championship. Record crowds for the Canadian Major Junior Championship. A shot by Smart. Great scoring chance there for Jason Smart, number 20. Loose puck at the side, deflected as Smart was right in front of Cougar again. 3 minutes in the third period. We're tied at 3. A shot deflected off the stick high into the crowd.
Well, this has been a real good game, and the teams have played at high intensity. We've got to make sure now the emotions don't run too high, because they've done a very good job today. Played very disciplined hockey, both teams. And you don't want to go with a situation where somebody takes a bad penalty and hurts their team, so they've got to make sure they get lots of poise now. The referee, Loris, has been around. He's an experienced referee. I'm sure he'll make sure the players get a break here.
Numerous NHL scouts and general managers and player agents here all week at the Memorial Cup Championships, and also the NHL officials. Sean D'Amico of the NHL staff is here scouting the officials, and of course it's a big opportunity for them as well in terms of their hockey future.
There's been some good officiating here this week. This shift right here is a very important one, because you've got Knox, Daniels, and Kennedy out. And this is a line who's had a lot of good success today. It'll be an important shift for Saskatoon here with only 2.5 minutes left in the period to do a job to get this line on this shift.
Here comes Christie as he took the pass from Darwin McPherson. Gets it up to Garretts. Garretts is taken out of the play nicely by Bob Wilkie. In behind the net is Christie trying to jam it in front. Here's a chance, a shot by Garretts. And that hits someone in front and sails into the corner. It's Kruger behind his own goal. Slaps it ahead to Blake Knox. Knox now gets it ahead. Here's Daniels moving in. Daniels to Kennedy. A shot. Oh, and Greenlay robs him. That's been the story of this game. Mike Greenlay and Trevor Kruger. The goaltending has been exceptional.
That's a big save. That's a big save by Greenlay. Once again, off the rush. This line creates a lot. And Sheldon Kennedy is way behind the play, but he skates hard off the puck to join the attack. Daniels just feeds it off to him, and it's a great play by Kennedy and a great save by Greenlay. Look at him. He's right in here. It's the goalie and the shooter. Excellent job by Greenlay, just holding his ground. He went down early, but he had the net well protected. Again, that line for Swift Current, that's an excellent line.
Well, in the history of the Memorial Cup, Ontario teams have won it 40 times. Manitoba teams 12, Alberta, Quebec, and Saskatchewan 5. And a Saskatchewan team will win it for the 6th time, with Saskatoon and Swift Current battling here. Less than 2 minutes to go. In regulation time, we're tied at 3. This is number 13 for Swift Current, Tim Tisdale back. A shot by Lambert, loose puck in front, and goaltender Greenlay makes the save. And back come the Blades. Kosher, he's moving in with Katalnikov, trying to get in front of the net. Taken out of the play by defenseman Kevin Knopf. Digging after it is Kosher behind the net, right in front of shot. Oh, what a save by goaltender Kruger.
Bernie, an unbelievable save. Once again, Kosher so strong on the puck behind the icing line. The checker can't take him off the puck. And if you watch this save, it's unbelievable. This could be the play of the game. Kosher, great job, puck protection. There's his shot. Kruger's right up on his feet, makes an unbelievable save, and Marcel just cannot believe it. This is the toughest part about coaching, is when a goaltender does it to you. That's unbelievable.
What a great reaction shot of Saskatoon coach Marcel Como. And Dave, you know all about that.
I'll tell you, that's tough to take. And Kosher deserves a lot of credit for a great job behind the icing line, and you got to give Trevor Kruger equal credit. What a save. Amazing.
Are we heading to overtime? 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the third period. It's a 3-3 tie. The 1989 Memorial Cup Championship, and what a game this has been. An exciting finale to Canadian Major Junior Hockey. And Ed Chenault, David Branch, Gilles Courteau have to be very impressed with the exhibition here this week of their teams from the respective leagues. Into the corner now goes Kruger. The final minute of regulation time. It comes to Knox. Knox cleared it to center. It's backhanded in by Brian Garrett. Now the puck. It goes ahead to Knox. Knox, a pass up the middle. Here's a chance now for Daniels moving in. He's taken out of the play by Sutton. Loose puck. Greenlay reaches high in the air. 37 seconds remain.
Bernie, it would almost seem fitting that this game should go into overtime. The fans this week have been great. They deserve to see a little overtime. And these two teams have played excellent. This has been a great game, and I think we may see some overtime. Although now we're down to a face-off, which are always important in the last half minute of play. The Blades traditionally have been a little bit stronger on face-offs than Swift Current. This is a very important face-off right here, Bernie.
There have been some outstanding plays. The Longine Whitnauer play of the game. Well, it'll probably be the overtime winner. If it goes into overtime, it's a 3-3 tie with 37 seconds remaining. The face-off in the Saskatoon zone to the right of goaltender Mike Greenlay. Number 13 for Swift Current, that's Tisdale. He underwent a spinal fusion last year. Was 2 months in bed. He said he just watched soaps and movies. Was anxious to get back, and he's been a key member of the Swift Current Broncos this year. The puck is kept in. Here's a chance in front. Ooh, and that just sailed wide of goaltender Greenlay, who I think misplayed it somewhat. Sutton fires it off the glass up to Kosher. Kosher moving in, heading for the front of the net as Sissons looking for the pass, and it's off a stick. Sissons with 12 seconds remaining, and it's cleared down the ice. And going back for it is Ken Sutton. 5 seconds remain in the third period. It's shot down the ice. We're going to overtime. 3-3 after regulation time. And Dave King, as you mentioned, what a finale it'll be. It's been record crowds, record hockey entertainment all week, and it'll be decided in overtime.
I think it's just a fantastic finish. I think it's a real credit to both these teams to battle through 60 minutes to go into overtime. Both goalkeepers have played so well. It's been a game that's been, I think when the coaches look at the videotape tomorrow, they're going to be a little concerned about the way they played when it was 3-3 in the last 5 minutes. No one really was playing very defensively, but it's exciting and it's a good hockey, and I think this is going to really sell some tickets. And young kids watching hockey today, you can see that major junior hockey certainly produces some good players, and it's games like this.
And a look now at the summary of the hockey game up to this point, and boy, it's been an entertaining contest here at Saskatchewan Place in Saskatoon. It was Kennedy opening the scoring in the opening period. Kennedy from Danny Lambert, and then in the second period it was Knox, Blake Knox, and then Saskatoon striking back. It was Scott Sissons, and then Kotelnikov, Tracy getting a big goal there, and then Kosher unassisted late in the second period at 19:43, and Saskatoon leading by 1 goal, but Daniels responds in the third period from Kennedy to tie it up. Entertainment, and this is Saskatchewan Place in Saskatoon, the venue for the 1989 Memorial Cup Championship, and we're heading into overtime to decide the 1989 winner. The Swift Current Broncos and Saskatoon. Swift Current tying it up in the third period on this play, Dave.
This is a great play by Daniels here. A quick snapshot on the short side on Greenlay. He drove the middle lane really well. A puck got across to him, and that goal put it into overtime. And we're headed for a very exciting overtime here. I think both teams are going to be energized. It'll be interesting to see how these teams start off, Bernie, whether they start off kind of tentatively or do they really get at it right away. So far, the way this game has gone, it's just going to go for it, I think.
Saskatoon Blades attracted some 230,000 fans this season to Saskatchewan Place, and we have record crowds all this week at the Memorial Cup Championship.
Bernie, both these organizations deserve a lot of credit, not just the coaches, but the scouts and the general managers for really putting together two very excellent teams that have got lots of talent. Both organizations, Saskatoon and Swift Current, have really done a nice job. I know that Darryl Lubanicki with Saskatoon has put a lot of years into this franchise, and certainly now it's all paying off with a great performance here in the Memorial Cup final.
And a salute to the other two Memorial Cup contenders, Laval Titans, champions of the Quebec League, coached by Paul and Bordelot, and the Peterborough Petes, coached by Dick Todd, who lost last night to Swift Current in the semifinal. So the overtime is underway. The two teams at full strength. The puck is shot into Mike Greenlay. Colin Bauer, number 10, setting up for the Saskatoon Blades. Bauer slaps it off the boards to Scott Sissons. He can't handle it, but here's a chance for Garrett. A shot, and Kruger makes the first big save in overtime.
This is not the way to start out overtime. To give up what looked like for a moment a 2-on-1. Your goaltender Kruger is still forced to make a big save, and what he basically does, he stays on his feet and cuts the angle off and just made a great save. But boy, Swift Current's lucky because it's very close to a 2-on-1. A forward gets back the top of the screen, knocks, but we've got a 2-on-1 situation, and those are the kind of plays, those little turnovers, Bernie, sometimes that are a long way from your net, but really backfire.
The names of the players will go on the coveted Memorial Cup Championship, the team that wins here in overtime. They'll join the likes of Andy Bathgate, Dean Prentice, Harry Howell from the 1952 Guelph team, the champions of the Ontario League. Here's a loose puck in front, and it's taken out by Saskatoon's Bauer. Bauer just shoots it into the Swift Current zone. Goaltender Trevor Kruger plays it there. Brian Garrett stopped it, but the Broncos have possession. It comes over now to Sheldon Kennedy. Kennedy drops it, trying to get it in front to Tim Tisdale. That was broken up. Kruger, a shot deflected off the stick of Tisdale into the corner. After it goes Jason Christie of Saskatoon. Christie, number 21, bumped by Kimby Daniels. Lead pass, it goes off the stick there of Swift Current's Tisdale and slides into the Saskatoon end. Sutton gets the pass up the center ice. That's broken up. Cleared off the glass, taken by Jody Prasnick of the Saskatoon Blades. And Dan Lambert behind his own goal for Swift Current. Clears it on the right side. Number 14, Sims. Up the middle to Kozowski. It's broken up at the line, a delayed offside. Darwin McPherson. He clears it out for Saskatoon. Now the Swift Current Broncos. Setting up, number 14 is Trevor Sims. Stops at the line. Here's a chance now. Koster moving in, a shot. Off goaltender Kruger and just bounced wide. Peter Kozowski for Swift Current. Gets it ahead. This is Kevin Knopf. Knopf got to the line and stopped. Saskatoon, Yellowwaga moving in with Koster right in front of shot. And that's stopped by Kruger as Corey Kocher had a good scoring opportunity. Now the Broncos, Trevor Sims. Sims, number 14, Knopf heading for the front of the net, and that's broken up. Colin Bauer trying to slap it, and he has possession inside his own line.
Sometimes you live and die by the sword. Swift Current, they like to attack and really go for it, but they get three people trapped deep far too often here, and the Blades have really counterattacked well off those turnovers, and it's been a wide open overtime so far. It looks like it's going to be a goal and maybe scored off one of those big plays.
Here's Bader trying to get it in front to whole line, and he just failed to control the bouncing puck. Off the boards, it goes to center ice. This is Tisdale, a shot, and that was wide. After it goes Sutton, and he lifts the puck out to center ice. We're in overtime. We've played 3 minutes. That shot goes wide. Tisdale slaps it off the board. Tisdale trying to get it to second. Here's Tisdale throwing it in front. It comes back to Wilkie. Wilkie, number 24, watched by Holine. He's setting up. Here's Wilkie moving right in, and he can't get a shot. Wilkie still has possession. Gets it back to the point. A drive by Kruger is blocked. Kruger does it, scores! The Swift Current Broncos have won the 1989 Memorial Cup. Overtime. Mike Greenlay, the Saskatoon netminder, played a stellar game. A disappointed Saskatoon Blade team. They can hold their heads high, though. An outstanding season, an outstanding Memorial Cup championship. The moment now, though, belongs to the Swift Current Broncos.
A very tough loss for Marcel Comeau and the Saskatoon Blades. They just played a great hockey game. The winning goal just shows the poise that the Swift Current Broncos have got. There was a couple of opportunities they might have shot and got a block shot, but they hung on to the puck, were very patient, very poised in the offensive zone, and really got the Blades in trouble with coverage, and an excellent goal. Wilkie here fakes a couple of shots, and he almost walks in right here, but doesn't get a chance. The puck goes back out to the top of the zone again. And again, we see some good poise from up top. It goes to the point. He fakes the shot, holds the puck, and now he just makes a little play in front. Tisdale gets a stick on it, deflects it in. An excellent play by Swift Current. Great poise. I mean, they're an offensive team, and you can sure see why they play so well. They got a long panic point, a lot of these players. They don't throw it away. They didn't get any block shots right there. And there's jubilation. Boy, does that ever feel good when you win a game in overtime. And for that team, they've got to be very satisfied after coming back off a tremendous tragedy 3 years ago to win the Memorial Cup. It certainly must be a great feeling for this team and all their fans in Swift Current, Saskatchewan.
A 12th round draft pick of the Edmonton Oilers, Tim Tisdale, gets the winning goal in overtime for the Swift Current Broncos under coach Graham James, assistant coach Lorne Fry. They win the 1989 Memorial Cup Championship. Just an exciting afternoon of Canadian Major Junior Hockey here in Saskatoon. And now let's pick up the presentations as we join the public address announcer, Ryan Pozniak.
President of the Canadian and Western Hockey League, and Mr. Murray Costello, President of the Canadian Amateur Hockey Association, and Mr. Keith Elms, representing Toshiba Canada Limited. Mr. John Winter and Mr. Marv Hall will now present the Memorial Cup to Swift Current Bronco number 12, Sheldon Kennedy, captain of the Memorial Cup champion Swift Current Broncos. the Stafford Smythe Most Valuable Player Trophy to the Most Valuable Player of the 1989 Memorial Cup. The winner is Swift Current Broncos number 3, Dan Lambert. Mr. Keith Elms of Toshiba Facsimile will now present the Toshiba Color Television to Dan Lambert of the Swift Current Broncos, who was voted the most valuable player of the '89 Memorial Cup. Mr. Murray Costello will now present the George Parsons Trophy to the most sportsmanlike player of the 1989 Memorial Cup. The winner is Jamie Hicks of the Peterborough Petes, who best exemplified the highest form of sportsmanship and also received the Alonji Wittenauer wristwatch, compliments Alonji Wittenauer.
Well, the award presentations continue, and the most valuable player, of course, also receives the Toshiba television. That's awarded to the most valuable player in the Memorial Cup competition.
Paul and Mr. Costello will now present the Molson Cooper Gold, Silver, and Bronze medallions, Brute Sports Bag compliments of Fabergé to the 3 stars of today's game. The 3rd star from the Swift Current Broncos, number 3, Dan Lambert, who receives a Molson Cooper Bronze medal plus a Brute Sports Bag compliments of Fabergé from Mr. Murray Costello. The 2nd star from the Saskatoon Blades, number 1, Mike Greenlay.
Well, goaltender Mike Greenlay, 20 years of age. The goaltender for the Saskatoon Blades. Great game this afternoon. Disappointing loss.
And the 1st star,
but a great season
Broncos, number 13, Tim Tisdale, receives a Molson Cooper Gold medal plus a Brute Sports Bag compliments of Fabergé from Mr. John Winter.
Timmy Tisdale gets the game-winning goal, and what a story there. Had a spinal fusion last year, responds to get 57 goals this season. We'll be back with more of the 1989 Memorial Cup Championship from Saskatchewan Place. Well, the all-star team being announced: Mike Greenlay of Saskatoon, the goaltender; the defenseman Dan Lambert, Ken Sutton; the center Tim Tisdale; left wing Neil Carnes of Laval, Quebec; and the right wing on the all-star team, Sheldon Kennedy of Swift Current. The most valuable player, the Stafford Smythe Memorial Trophy to Dan Lambert; the most gentlemanly player, Jamie Hicks of Peterborough; and the outstanding goaltender, Mike Greenlay of Saskatoon. But there is Ken Sutton, one of the defensemen named to the Memorial Cup All-Star team. There's the goaltender, Mike Greenlay of Saskatoon. He makes the All-Star team at the '89 Memorial Cup Championship.
Breweries of Cooper, Canada, for their generous support and the sponsorship of the 1989 Memorial Cup.
So an exciting time here in Saskatoon. Record crowds, great hockey, and what a finale it was. The Swift Current Broncos and the Saskatoon Blades. The Western Hockey League represented by 14 teams, and 2 of the 14 decide the Canadian Major Junior Hockey League Championship here at Saskatchewan Place. And there it is. Memories they will long remember. The Memorial Cup to Swift Current.
The 1989 Memorial Cup, the Canadian Junior Hockey League Championship. Brought to you by Molson Canadian, what beer's all about.
Well, the winning goal, the Longine Wittenauer play of the game, and it's scored by Tim Tisdale, number 13. That gives Swift Current Broncos the Memorial Cup Championship. The Longine Wittenauer play of the game. Exciting finale to the 1989 season. The Swift Current Broncos win the Memorial Cup. On behalf of everyone here, Dave King, Kevin Waugh, Paul Graham, David Grigg, Oliver Babarad, this telecast copyright and strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or rebroadcast in whole or in part without the express written consent of the CTV television network is strictly prohibited. Thank you for viewing. So long from Saskatoon.